States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know what that one is.
Good evening. This is a regular public meeting of the City Council of the City of Woodbridge. The notice of this meeting was provided to the newspaper and public by posting a publication of resolution number 26-03. It's up for the 2026 revision meeting on January 6, 2026. Also notice of the public meeting was provided to the newspaper and posted on the city webpage for the public. Roll call. Councilwoman Carter? Here. Councilman Fleming?
Here.
Councilwoman Garlick? Here. Councilwoman Harwell? Absent. Councilman Johnson?
Here.
Councilman Lang? Councilwoman Miller? Here. Councilperson Miller? Here. Council President Serena?
Here.
Mayor Miller?
Here. Okay, first up, Joe Henry will now present the 2026 annual Trico JIF Safety Program. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here.
It's good to have you.
I don't understand that.
For those of you not aware, I come once a year to bring a safety topic to you as a requirement by your safety program as a member of Trico JIF. Just to let you know, give you an update, your safety committee is active. They did qualify for the monetary award last year as usual, and they do a great job with all departments typically represented at your meeting, which are 4 times a year. So as I said, a requirement of safety incentive program is a safety topic at a council meeting once a year. They make up a topic, bring it to you. This year, as you can see, it's a guide to service dogs and emotional support animals. I'll tell you why I came up with that idea. If you take a look here, and I don't want to insult anybody, we don't have any Yankees fans here.
Yeah, that's all that.
Okay? 2 violations by this guy. He's got a Yankees hat on, and he's on the Wildwood Boardwalk with a wolf.
Yeah.
So, that is in fact, so I gave a little props to the kid on the bottom with the Phillies hat.
Yeah, thank you.
I made the mistake in Burlington County, and the guy was originally from New York, the mayor, and he was a Yankees fan, so I had to preface that. So, what I wanted to do is tell you a little bit about service dogs and what happens if you encounter them. And this guy was on the boardwalk, and it stirred a lot of conversation among the members of the Atlantic JIF, which encumbers Cumberland, Salem, and Cape May County, which those towns have, a lot of those towns have boardwalks. So, what do we do if we run into this situation? And on top of that, it garnered a lot of attention, obviously, to be walking a wolf on the boardwalk, where some people were scared to death, and some people were inquisitive and went up and wanted to pet it, and this guy would let them pet his wolf. So they contacted the police, and where it went from there, I'm expecting some ordinance changes on the Wildwood Boardwalk. So a little bit about service animals. Under the American Disability Act, the ADA, which is a very, very strong law that we're probably all familiar with, the service animals defined as a dog that has been individually trained to do work or perform a task for an individual with a disability. If you take a look here, that is a miniature horse.
Yeah, what's the deal with that?
There is a separate provision, whereas the statute states dogs, service dogs, it can only be a dog, they will allow a miniature horse to work as a service animal. And as you see, it has a jacket on it, says do not touch service animal on duty, which typically they all will have. My only guess on that, I couldn't find why, is that they live a lot longer than the dog would live. And maybe that's why some people, if they had such a thing, could use it that way. So some of the things that these dogs can do is guide blind people. I'm sure we've all seen them. You've all seen them in action. Helping people who are deaf pulling wheelchairs. Also helping people with PTSD. And most amazingly is that these service dogs can sense when their handler is going to have a seizure. And sometimes they can hop out before that person injures himself in a fall. There are legal rights, as I mentioned, under the ADA. The law enables people with disabilities the right to be accompanied by their service animal in public places. These animals are allowed to be taken into a person's workplace. Facility with no pets policies must adhere to the ADA law, and these animals are not considered pets under the law. They are considered medical equipment. As with everything in life, there are some exceptions. Restricted areas such as a sterile environment and a hospital would be a restriction. Swimming pools, the animals are allowed on public swimming pool decks, but not physically in the water. And also, you may have boarding school situations where some students might be allergic to dander.
What they talk about.
So you would have
Explain what they're about, 'cause you don't understand.
an accommodation
You do
for
it.
the animals to go in a different direction. And also at the zoo, again, they would make special accommodations in a situation so they don't disturb the animals that are behind the cages. On page 6, in identifying a service animal, this is the key to the whole thing. There's only 2 questions you can ask in relation to this law. Is the dog a service animal required because of the disability? And what work or task has that dog been trained to perform? As I mentioned earlier, they're remarkable animals and they're going to do specifically what their handler wants them to do. You cannot ask the nature of a person's disability, demonstration of a task, or certification, licensing, or identification card, because they do not exist. This is one place that New Jersey has not regulated. You do not have to register them, you do not have to get any type of identification that proves that it is a service animal, and how and where the animal was trained. The handler will have some responsibilities as listed on page 8. It must remain under their control at all times, must be housebroken, it must also, the handler will be responsible for any damages that may occur. The only way to have a service animal removed is if the handler is not following the responsibility with the animal. Just to give you a little background, I was in a diner last Saturday, and a guy came in with a Labradoodle, it's a big dog, big eye, big long tail, and it was unruly. And it came in, and he had it on a leash, but it had a 10-foot leash on it, and it was going around and looking around, and I could hear people at the other table saying, "That's not a service animal." They were visibly bothered by it. The guy got up and left. He didn't stay long, I think primarily because that dog wouldn't sit down and behave, but it was not a service animal. So you'll find some people are trying to push the envelope when it comes to this. And lastly, just to touch briefly on emotional support animals, that's a picture of a peacock. We don't debate that these animals bring emotional support to people. They'll have lizards, they'll have snakes, they'll have peacocks, you name it. But that doesn't mean that they fall under the ADA law. So they do not have public access rights under the ADA. The only place protection is granted is under the Federal Housing Act, and they would have to have an ESA, emotional support letter, from a signed licensed mental health professional stating that they need that for comfort. So that concludes this year's topic. I listed my sources on page 10 if you're interested to look a little deeper. But the bottom line comes down to those 2 questions that are on page 6, the only things you can answer. Okay?
Yes.
Any questions related to that or safety committee? If not, I'll get out of your way.
Any questions?
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, next number.
Council President, I have ordinance 2451-26 for first reading. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're jumping.
I did, yes.
We're going to open the public for agenda items only. Can I please have a motion to open the public?
So moved. Second.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Anybody that wishes to speak on agenda items only can approach.
Good evening, my name is Tony Alberio, I live at 522 Delaware Street. I'm interested in 2 ordinances for the first reading. The first one is about the development. What I'd like to know is what changed? We've been waiting for this development for 2 years. What changed from 2 years ago that was ready to go to now? I'm assuming we're getting a better deal. What's the deal? We are blind, we don't know anything about it. I did some background information on the last one, and I realized then it was viable under certain conditions, and I understand the option of the tax as an incentive. What I want to know is what changed from then to now? Why do we waste 2 years?
I mean, in short order, it was the liquor store, Town Liquor.
Yeah.
It originally, the deal did not include that,
Did not include what?
Town Liquors.
The liquor store on Broad Street.
So this,
New
the
deal.
difference is that the liquor store is now into the,
Is now part of the
and they're
deal,
buying.
including its liquor license, yes.
Has the title changed yet?
None of that has happened yet, no.
Okay. All right, the second thing that I want to talk about is the ordinance to exceed the municipal budget. I think the time has come where we are concerned about keeping the budget to the number. When I was in business and we had a budget, if we run over budget, somebody was gonna get fired. As a citizen, I'm paying taxes, and I don't like this idea of exceeding the budget. I think we have a very good taxman here in the city, and he can tell us, hey, this is what we got to spend, and if you wanna spend more, you can't until you budget for next year. So I'm telling you now for the first time, I should have told you this last year, but I'm really interested in seeing the city staying within the number of the budget that we have decided, okay? If we're not, you're gonna hear from me again. And then you're gonna hear from me not only here, but in the newspaper too. The third thing I wanted to tell you, and I wanted to put that at the beginning, is tonight, there was 2 meetings. One here that I thought was very important, and one at the Board of Education that I thought was very important. Why can't the city and the Board of Education get together and have meetings on different nights so we can talk?
Well, I believe that the school board's on a different night than us. This has been our night, we've done it every year.
I understand, so maybe somebody gotta go over there and tell them, you guys gotta change, because there's people interested that wanna come to both.
I agree with you.
I know, but
Rick's back there, he knows, I was on the board with.
and you're gonna tell me it's not my problem, they're gonna say the same thing.
The school board can do what the school board wants to do, we can't control the school board. If they cancel a meeting and set it for another night, and it happens to be our night, there's nothing we can do about that. We can ask them, they can ask us, but.
I think what you should do is actually go there and say, hey, gentlemen, we gotta come out with a different date, because the people are concerned, okay? And I'll tell you, tomorrow morning, I'm gonna put on Facebook, we have 2 Woodbury pages. I'm gonna put on both pages, I'm gonna say the city and the Board of Education cannot talk to one another, and they're talking about my money. They're spending my money. Let me tell you the bitch that I had about the Board of Education.
How many times?
They always,
I don't believe we have conflicts every month with them.
what, even if it's once.
Well,
Tonight was very important. I wanted to be there, and I couldn't be there.
Well, what I'm trying to get at is, obviously, if they're doing a meeting, and their normal night's a Tuesday, and it just happens to be tonight, it's a Wednesday, must have had a special meeting or call that, I don't know. I can't control that, if they do that, that's their body, and they're allowed to do that.
Let me tell you what my problem was with them, okay? When they spend my money,
Tony, can I just interrupt for a second? Is this regarding an ordinance on the agenda?
well, it's regarded because
We can have that later
You
on.
can have
Yeah.
it.
okay, no, it's not. Those 2 items, I think you heard me, and I'm very involved, I'm very interested in the budget number 1 and the other one in the development.
So Tony,
Are you,
Tony, the ordinance is to exceed the budget appropriation limits. Doesn't mean that we're exceeding the budget. Has nothing to do with whether we finish under budget by law every year.
So
Unless we go through a special process to amend the budget and exceed it. This just lets you go over the cap for certain items in the budget.
why do you
Once
have to
we
go over the
establish
top?
once we establish the budget, we have to live with it. So we're not exceeding the budget, it's the appropriation limits that we are allowing ourselves to exceed if we choose to. We don't always choose to do that, so.
And that's what I'm talking about. I think you should stay within the limits.
Once we set the budget, we stay within that budget. You understand that?
Yeah,
Okay. I can get Bob to explain it in more detail.
well, I will talk to him, but I still like the idea that you stay within, don't exceed the limits. That's basically what I'm talking about, okay?
That's a different point.
I understand that. I guess I'm gonna have to talk to him and let him explain to me so I can talk about it the next time around.
This just gives us the ability to do that if we choose to, and we don't always choose to do that.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. How many times you chose not to?
I have no idea.
Ah, okay. I'll talk to you next time. Thank you.
Hi, John Belko, 53 North Child Street. Just a quick question, ordinance 245326, I don't have a copy of that in my packet. What's that about?
That's
20 words or less.
20 words or less.
So the bond thing?
That's the
Oh,
funding
the
bond?
hospital.
Oh, the
It's the
bond.
hospital. The Underwood, the tax appeal for Underwood.
I guess they won it.
No,
not really.
No, we're working on the settlement. That's the settlement for
The settlement would have been $2 million,
they wanted 2 million.
plus or minus.
Okay.
So to get to Tony's point, if they had won that, we would exceed the budget limit because we would have had to pay 2.6 million in back tax. That
Okay.
makes sense?
Yeah, I didn't have anything to read, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, I know,
Thanks.
that's what it is. It's about the hospital.
Hi, Sheena Jordan, 449 East Barber Avenue. So I have a question on the ordinance for the tax exemption. So the financial agreement wasn't attached, so is that approved and done already, the financial agreement for this project?
It's a draft right now.
It's in draft. So do you know how many years we're gonna have that tax exemption for? That's not in here either.
It's not a tax exemption.
Well, it says tax
It's
exemption on the
a
form.
pilot. It's different.
That exempts them from the ad valorem tax that they're paying now, and allows them to go to local finance board and allow us to enter into a pilot agreement, which is a payment in lieu of tax. They're making payments, they're not just.
Yeah, do we know what the payment is going to be in lieu of the taxes that they could have been paying?
Yeah, but it's substantially more than what we're collecting in tax there now.
Okay, but do we know the difference between what the pilot is versus if they were just paying regular tax revenue? On that property?
I don't know the exact number, but it's higher than if they were just bought that property and was sitting on it and paying tax.
I know, but like, I'm just wondering, like, if we give them, say, a 30-year tax exemption and just have them do the pilot,
The 30 years
It's not
pilot.
It's a pilot. It's a-
It exempts them from the tax system, like how you and I pay our property taxes,
Yeah.
to our tax assessor down here in town. It exempts them from that system and lets them go into a pilot system. So at some point, when they're done that building, it's gonna be an $80 million building. If they didn't have a pilot program, as soon as they get their last inspection, they'd have to pay taxes on the whole $80 million of assessment there.
okay,
The 30-year pilot agreement allows them to start off at a lower number, and then over 30 years, it grows until they get to that final number of what that 80 million, what they call, I guess,
Full tax.
taxes. Then they would be back, then they would be out of the pilot agreement, they would go back to just paying taxes, which they're asking for that tax exemption from. They have to exempt themselves from that to go into the pilot agreement.
okay, I think I understand.
But they're not exempt from any taxes. They're not.
Well, I mean, I'm just reading here where it says, the long-term tax exemption law,
Yeah. It exempts them from that.
Long term.
yeah, and accepting payments in lieu of taxes where the property is qualified.
Yeah.
All right.
It's typical, I think we've done it a lot.
I mean, I saw that the same company has they had another luxury apartment. Do we also know how, like, I was looking at their other building, that they had it for 4 years, then they sold it for $48 million. That was a 116 unit luxury apartment. and I was looking at the prices of those apartments. Do we know how much the apartments here are going to be? Are they going
Market
to?
rate.
They're gonna be market rate? Okay, that's gonna be in the financial agreement, so that it's,
Now
okay,
it's already
okay,
that's a given,
okay.
market rate.
And then, do you know the impact on the schools?
Yeah, she said that in our meeting today, roughly, and it's not hard numbers, but per maybe 14 students. So
Okay. That we're gonna
rough,
have,
rough number.
yeah, okay,
And that will get dialed in, they have to finish that up, because that's part of the process that they're going through with all this that we're talking about right now. So she'll have an actual number there, they have a formula for that, but they'll have, it's gonna come in probably somewhere around 14, it could be 15 or 13, or 16 and 12, but 14 is the number that they're in.
okay. And then I heard you guys say that, the liquor store was involved in that. Is there any other buildings or businesses that are involved?
Essentially that whole lot, other than,
Other way.
So going all the way up to Pep Boys?
The best budget's gonna stay, but everything more than best budget is set up for you.
And then I know you guys talked about the exceed budget appropriation limits and bank cap. Do we have, like, is there something that you guys already have in the mix that you're spending this on, that we need to exceed it? Just because the commissioners meeting this couple weeks ago, they raised their cap, and now you guys are raising the cap. And then the school board meeting tonight is talking about needing $13 million to cover their budget. So taxes are gonna be going up no matter what for everybody, on top of everything else that is going up, energy, sewer, water, health insurance. So do we know how much more this is gonna add to taxpayers?
Yeah, I think Bob can better answer that. Explain the process, Bob.
Thanks for your question. So every year, this is an annual thing that we do in ordinance. The state will allow us to go up to a certain percentage, it's called cost of living, called the COLE ordinance. The cost of living adjustment is, this year, the state says 2%. So we're allowed to increase last year's budget by 2% on the appropriation side. What this ordinance will do is allow us to raise it to 3.5%. Every year we can go up to 3.5%, whatever the state says. If it's 1.5% or 2%, we can go up to 3.5%. That just allows us the ability to do that, but doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to do it, as the mayor was trying to say, Council President. So until we introduce our budget and adopt our budget, that's when the actual tax increase will be. This just allows us to have that flexibility. So really, it's just, and if we don't use it, any leftover will go to a cap bank. And it's allowing us to do that so we can carry it over for the next 3 years in case there is something that does occur. You know, say we do get additional revenues for something, it will allow us to increase the appropriations for something that we wanted to do. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a tax increase, because we may have additional revenues, we may want to increase the appropriations. It's a net tax neutral situation, but this just gives us the ability to increase the appropriations if we're able.
And I guess my other question is, do we have any state and federal funds that are gonna be helping for the budget?
We do get state aid every year, unfortunately, similar to the school, they get state aid as well. Our state aid has been flat for several years, unfortunately, so we have not gotten an increase from the state aid. It depends, the schools sometimes will get an increase, they're the ones that the state usually focus when they do give an increase. This year, I'm not sure what our school is receiving, but I know that our municipal aid is flat.
And then when is the budget meeting gonna be?
We're looking to introduce next meeting, which will be April 22nd.
Okay, and it's gonna be like lined out, everything? The way
The budget will be advertised, and then the official copy is available for review. It'll be posted on the website. There'll be a hard copy here for anybody who wants to look at it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, sorry, for you guys, going back to the redevelopment, have you guys thought about doing a special, I know, I don't know if it's required, but doing a special meeting for everybody?
We did,
And when was that?
2 years ago.
Okay, well, that was 2 years ago and a lot has changed. So would you guys consider doing another one so that the community actually hear everything? Because this is like, I'm reading this and like, that's why I was like, well, they're getting tax exempt and you guys are telling me it's not technically a tax exempt. So it's a little confusing for residents. So when they see their taxes going up, and if we do something to our homes, you guys are gonna come and assess it and our taxes are gonna go up. And then we're doing this big redevelopment and they're gonna, per what this says, is a tax exemption.
But
So would it be
2
open?
years ago, we had a presentation come in.
Yeah.
Multiple presentations. We selected this one developer.
Mhm.
We have since then been working on a deal with them. We are going to give them a pilot program to make sure their taxes are a little lower in the beginning, therefore they succeed. And we don't have a rundown vacant building in the middle of our main street. That's the point of this.
Yeah.
We
Well, I
want
mean,
them to succeed.
there's like 10 vacant
And then
buildings. on Broad
as
Street.
it goes on, the taxes grow and the money, after 30 years, we'll be getting what we need. And hopefully, it'll be a thriving business.
Okay.
But with homes filled, a restaurant on the bottom, a beer garden in the back, tons of things going.
And I have to,
And yeah, and as I continue to say, the tide that rises all ships.
Okay, but I
This is
understand
our,
that.
this is our main anchor here. We haven't seen something come to our main drag here in decades like this. Woodbury's never seen something like this.
And I
It's gonna be
understand that,
incredible.
but I mean, there's been people that moved in since that 2 years. So again, would you guys be open to doing a special meeting so that everyone could be open to hearing everything about it? Because again, taxpayers are taking the brunt of everything in Woodbury.
So we're at the end of getting this deal all done and having them actually finance it. The next thing is gonna happen is that they're gonna bring this whole project to the planning and zoning board.
and that's what.
And then you're gonna come and look at it, that's where like the facade treatments will be, vetted out, like, anybody that has a, maybe, like, they show a sign that's maybe in red and you want it to be a different color, all that kind of stuff can be discussed. The actual project will be able to be looked at and, you'll see the whole slate, and what it's gonna look like, because that's even still evolving to a certain degree now as it goes through, which that's just part of the process.
Yeah.
So, we're just at the end of getting this deal done and signed, so we can have an official agreement, and then they're gonna move on to the actual project. And that's when, that'll be at the planning board, probably for at least a couple of meetings, and like I said, you can come out, they have all kinds of drawings, the site plan layout, what the facades look like, what it looks like down Center Street, what it's gonna look like on Broad Street, what it's gonna look like from the back, you're
Yeah.
really gonna put grand.
No, I'm not against the redevelopment. Woodbury needs it. I mean, we have how many businesses that are empty on Broad Street? We have how many abandoned houses on every block that are bringing home values down? So I mean, like, are we just gonna work on this redevelopment? Like, what are we doing about the other redevelopment that needs to be done in Woodbury?
I think you're gonna see a lot more redevelopment. I could tell you that this one 2 years ago, the only reason they're here, and they made it clear, was because the train was coming.
Well, that's
So
another
with the
thing. We
train
just
coming,
found
you're
out
gonna see
that
more redevelopment.
Okay, well, we just found out at the commissioners meeting that South Jersey was granted $5 million for rideshare. And so that's gonna come to South Jersey too. So technically, I understand about the whole train thing, which is another issue because the community.
Right, we're gonna have to stop it
Yeah,
though.
I'm just, well, I'll talk about that
Right,
later.
'cause we're
but
on an
yeah,
agenda,
Yeah, yeah.
so,
Okay.
and we've had plenty of time now,
Okay.
so, thank you.
Anyone else?
See that, they think their train is coming.
Seeing no one, I move to close.
They got another thing coming.
Any questions on the motion? All in favor?
In this case, in
Opposed?
the
The
case
ayes
of
have
the
it.
development,
Now we're on.
I want them to think that the train is coming.
Council President,
That's
I have
exactly what I
ordinance
want to do.
2451-26 on first reading.
Ordinance number 2451-26, ordinance of the city of Woodbury, County of Gloucester, and state of New Jersey, authorizing and approving an application for a tax exemption, executing the delivery of a financial agreement between the city of Woodbury and the Woodbury Development Urban Renewal LLC, for redevelopment project located on property known as Block 75, lots 3.01, 3.02, 4, 5, 7, 13, 15, 27.01, 32, 33, and 35, in Ross Run in the city of Woodbury pursuant to the long-term tax exempt law, NJSA 4870:20-1, etc.
Council President, I would like to move to have the first reading of ordinance number 2451-26 with permission to adopt after the second reading.
Is there a second? Second. Any questions? Hearing none. Roll call.
Councilwoman Carter? Yes. Councilman Fleming?
Yes?
Councilwoman Garlick? Yes. Councilwoman Harwell, absent. Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller? Yes. Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Farino?
Yes.
Council President, I have ordinance 2452-26 on first reading.
Ordinance number 2452-26, calendar year 2026, ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap rate, NJSA 47:A4-45.14.
Council President, I would like to move to have the first reading of ordinance number 2452-26 with permission to adopt after the second reading.
Second. Is there any questions? Hearing none. Roll call.
Councilwoman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garlick? Yes. Councilwoman Harwell, absent. Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Farino?
Yes.
Council President, I have ordinance 2453-26 on first reading.
Ordinance number 2453-26, refunding bond ordinance providing funding for tax refund payments of amounts owing and/or paid to owners of certain properties in the city, authorizing the issuance of up to $550,000 of general obligation tax funding bonds or notes of the city of Woodbury, County of Washington, New Jersey, to finance the cost thereof, making certain determinations and covenants in connection therewith, and authorizing certain related acts in connection with the foregoing.
Council President, I would like to move to have the first reading of ordinance number 2453-26 by title only with permission to adopt after the second reading.
Second. Any questions? Hearing none. Roll call.
Councilwoman Carter? Yes. Councilman Fleming?
Yes?
Councilwoman Garlick? Yes. Councilwoman Harwell, absent. Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller? Yes. Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Farino?
Yes. Can I have a motion to adopt the consent agenda,
So moved.
resolution 26 through 70,
So moved.
and 26 through 77? So I got a motion. Second. Any questions? Roll call.
Councilwoman Carter? Yes. Councilman Farino?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes?
Councilwoman Garlick? Yes. Councilwoman Harwell, absent. Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Farino?
Yes. Can I please have a motion to pay listed vouchers?
So moved.
Second, any questions? Roll call.
Councilwoman Carter?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes?
Councilwoman Garlick?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harwell, absent. Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Lang?
Yes.
Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Farino?
Yes. Reports, any committees have any reports tonight?
With Sports and Rec, the Steelers Youth Football Organization, they are having a beef and beer. It's going towards helmets for the athletes, the kids. Usually what happens is each kid with their uniform that they pay for, they're given a helmet. At the end of the season, they return that helmet. The helmet is then refurbished, cleaned, sanitized, and then kids next year get that clean helmet. Well, it's to the point now where being cleaned and refurbished isn't going to get it done. These helmets are not safe. So this will go strictly towards new helmets for the kids. As of right now, there's not enough to field full teams, but we are hopeful that we'll be able to get that done before the season starts. So all are welcome, all are encouraged to come. There are some flyers I left over there at the table with the website you can go to. You can talk to President Jeff Latane or Vice President Maria Concepcion. And even if you are not able to make it, they are taking donations as well. Like I'll be in Georgia at the time, but I will be donating. So whoever is available, please come out and enjoy.
Rob, do you know how much money do they need to raise to meet the need?
Total?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I can get that number for you,
okay,
but it's a decent amount.
good to know.
Where's 1018 Washington?
American Legion.
Yeah, yeah, American Legion. Sure.
New
That
flyer.
would have been nice live. Okay, anyone else? Mayor Miller?
Yeah, Rob, part of this new development that's coming in Middlebrook. For 10 years, I believe, in the beginning, they will be donating, and don't hold me to this number, but it's around 20,000 a year to go towards things just like that.
Wow.
The helmets, the helping the youth, the car show, however we kind of see fit to direct that.
That's pretty sweet.
Yes,
Especially the,
it's a very nice thing.
organization is a new organization and they're starting on the right foot. They have a lot of ideas and that would definitely go a long way to.
Gotta get them in there, start building.
Absolutely.
All right, so a few updates from my February report. You ride down Broad Street, you'll see the new mural banner is up. Well, the new temporary is up. Work by our selected, it does look good. Work by our selected artist, Devon Downs, will start soon. We have Little League signups that are just about closed. There are last minute signups as always. They did have a successful pancake breakfast at 1018 Washington Ave. So. Opening day for them is April 11th. Spring soccer has also started. Next Tuesday, there is a town hall meeting to discuss our trash trucks and the whole nine there. Cassidy, John, do you know what time that is?
Yes, it is 6:30 to 7:45.
6:30, 7:45 over at the high school.
Yes, the auditorium.
There'll be another one in April. Okay, Administrator Leach, Council President Farina, and myself, we did meet with FAF at the old police station in regards to their new exciting ideas for the property. We as a city will be exploring ideas on how to fund certain improvements to the lot itself, i.e. demolishing the old rundown police building itself. So we will be working with FAP as much as we can to make this move a reality so they won't miss next year's concert series and other projected programs. Next, I personally spoke with Assemblyman Spearman, who is setting up a meeting with us and state DOT officials regarding our Broad Street Bridge. Councilman Fleming, I asked if you can join us as well and be prepared to show our traffic studies, our ideas of repair, and how to attack the situation to keep it from becoming a town-wide nightmare. So I'll let.
Resolution, John, to hire the traffic. Okay, good. Yeah, I sent him a copy of the thing we did for the county.
Just a few hours ago, Administrator Leach, CFO Law, and myself, we sat in a local finance meeting regarding the Canoe Brook project. It went well. And as I was stating earlier, this is going to completely rewrite our town's history. I do encourage you guys, if you still have the old renderings, to just take another look and remember how great this is going to be. If you don't have them, I'll email them to you. Perhaps I can share them with a few others. But yes, I cannot wait for this project. I can't speak more highly about it. Now, furthermore, I'm sure many people saw the ABC report of the dump to medical waste over behind Inspira. Yeah, it could be. We have talked to them. Believe you me, we have spoken. Those dumpsters have been there for quite a long time. This has absolutely nothing to do with the demolishing of the old hospital. This, unfortunately, from my understanding, was more of a dumpster diving situation, mixed with windy weather and a broken dumpster gate. All matters are being attended to. There will be a new dumpster gate, locked, make sure this doesn't happen again. This was not a, this is a once, and I mean, those dumpsters have been there for a while. This hasn't happened a lot. It won't happen again. It's not the new norm. We're not dumping waste into the creek. All right. Lastly, I do want to, bear with me for a second. I do want to read this email I just received. It the recognition of service. I would like to extend a sincere thank you and recognition to Sam Farino Jr., 3rd Ward City Councilman and current City Council President, for his many years and dedicated service to the City of Woodbury's Combined Planning and Zoning Board. Sam has served with distinction as a Class 3 member, council representative, appointed member, and former chairman of the board. When asked how long he's been involved in land use matters, even he could not recall the exact beginning. An indication of just how long and consistently he has contributed. It is believed his public service dates back somewhere around 2002. Over the years, Sam has devoted countless hours to the matters involving land use, development, and thoughtful growth of our community. His experience, leadership, and steady presence has helped shape decisions impacting residents, businesses, religious organizations, and charitable institutions throughout the city. In February 2026, Sam stepped down from his position on the Planning and Zoning Board as its chairman in order to dedicate additional time and focus to his responsibilities as a council president and 3rd Ward councilman. On behalf of the City of Woodbury and myself, and all those who benefit from his service, we extend our sincere appreciation for all you have done and continue to do for our community. Respectfully, Ken McElveen, Chairman, Combined Planning.
I didn't expect that. Thank you.
And Council President, that is all I have to report.
Oh, thanks. That last one shocked me. I wasn't expecting that. John, do you have anything?
Just one quick thing, Mr. President. Don't tell anybody, but tomorrow morning, Mike will call our one of our public works managers is going to be at a chip breakfast, and he's receiving an award.
Oh, good.
Well deserved, as everyone knows how well he works, and how hard all that public works, everyone around here does for us. So, I thought that was nice that he's being recognized. That's what I got.
And I have to say, you do a great job too, along with the public works, because I can tell you, I get calls from residents for cans, and the next day, or that day, you're out there getting the public works.
He's getting it for your safety,
No, but I'm just saying, public
The,
works in
yeah.
general, what he does, and what they do is good. Yes. Hey. Well, Mr. Law, you have anything more you'd like to say about what's going on?
Just quickly, our financial statement was filed on time by March 10th, earlier this month. And our budget is due to be introduced, required by the state by the end of the month or the first meeting after. So that is why it would be our meeting in April. We would need to introduce, or we will be late with the state. So that's why it's introduced next meeting. That's all. Thank you.
All right, Chief Ryan, last but not least.
Thank you.
Oh, I skipped you. I'll be
You want to go, Cassie?
Yeah.
Good evening. Thanks. There's a couple announcements about the PD's doing. We're in a partnership now with McDonald's. We've done before, where starting I think April 6th, it's on our social media, where for bike safety. So if an officer sees children out in the community wearing the bike helmet, using following proper safety protocol, we're now going to have little gift cards we can give them for either a cheeseburger or an ice cream cone. And sorry it's not more healthy, but it's the kids like it, and I might too.
Is that limited to young people? If I go out with my helmet, am I gonna get mine?
Listen, I won't say anything you won't. Because it's important for all of us to wear helmets and everything. But I also, our Junior Police Academy, once again, we've done it for, it has to be close to 10 years now. It's a really great program. So it's been pushed out in all the schools. It's on our social media. I believe it's the July 6th to the 10th. But if you have any children, neighbors, friends who want to get involved, it's ages 11 to 18, and it's really good. I mean, the kids really buy in and get a kind of peek behind the the window to see exactly what we do each day. And I think that's it. Oh, we have a food drive right now going on where we have in our lobby, we have a box there collecting canned goods for the less fortunate. And that's it. Thank you.
Now, Cassie, give the update on what's going on.
Thank you. Mr. Pennypacker, just wanted to do a quick update on the mural. The contract was signed today, so everything's on track for the July 1st completion date. As it gets closer to July 1st, the unveiling date will be announced once it gets a little closer to make sure everything's finalized. And then, so for the week of March 30th, so next week, there is no yard debris pickup. All trash routes will be picked up one day early. City Hall and the Public Works Department will be, and the library will be closed Friday, April 3rd in recognition of Good Friday. We have a few events coming up. Mary Miller mentioned the sanitation town hall next Tuesday. There is the shred event on April 18th at the old police station across from the next to CVS. It's 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The rabies clinic is April 25th, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. The rabies shots will be given next door at the fire department, and then we will be open here at City Hall to come in and register for your yearly dog and cat license. The town-wide yard sale will be May 16th and 17th. The information for registration will be going on online in the next few days, and registration will open on April 1st. And then that is all I have.
That's all you have?
Kathy, what was the date of the shred event again?
April 18th.
Council President,
You forgot something.
I always do.
All right, that's
Ask my wife. So, Councilwoman Garlick was proactive in, I talked about bike safety, about all the changing laws in the state with the e-bikes. I'm sure everyone, whether you love them or you're annoyed by them, you know, there's a lot of incidents in it, and unfortunately, some bad accidents have happened. So the state changed, you know, a lot of laws. There's a grace period until July, but I'm just letting you know, I have my traffic unit now in the process of putting out a PSA with all the updates, when things go into effect, what's needed, you know, with registration, driver's license, all that type of stuff. But we'll make sure we're way ahead of it when it comes. I think it's July 19th. Thank you.
Hey, Chief, another thing, it's starting to get a lot warmer out. I've already seen them. The solicitors are out, man. I know they don't have their permits.
Call us.
Right.
Yeah, anyone's call us.
Anyone see them, call.
It's personally
Right.
a pet peeve of mine, so, yeah.
Get them out of here. Thank you.
All right.
Council President, I didn't want to step on anyone's toes earlier.
Oh, okay.
but I'm surprised that Mr. Mayor didn't mention the basketball champion.
Yeah.
And a couple of different age categories, won championships.
That is correct.
And I just want to extend a thank you to the young ladies and gentlemen who participated, and the coaches who put in all their time. And I know your son.
My son's team is one of them.
My
Absolutely.
grandson's
Thank you
team.
for bringing that up. Yes, yes.
You're getting older now.
Go ahead.
Brad and Cliff and everybody who worked so hard.
That's good.
Mention the Woodbury relay.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we have no unfinished business, no new business. Is there a motion to open the public for non-agenda items? So moved. Second, any questions? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Anybody can come up and speak now on non-agenda items? You didn't get up here fast enough.
Tony Alverio, 522 Delaware Street. I have two problems with the issues that might be coming down the line, and I want to discuss them with you, because one of them is a personal problem that I hope the city will be able to solve it. I don't know whether you've ever seen me out in front of my yard playing with a dog, okay? You can see how big my yard is, just the front. As big as my yard is in the front, it's in the back. Except in the back, instead of having an open yard where I can play with the dog, I have a garden. In the middle of the garden, there is a pond. The pond is the deepest pond anywhere in Woodbury. It's about 5 feet deep, and it's about this area here, okay?
My
Around
neighbor
the-
has you beat.
Huh?
My neighbor has you beat. You come over to my house.
I wanna see that pond.
I wanna show you.
I wanna see that pond.
I thought it was a pool when he was putting it in.
Well, that's, and I have koi, I have 17 koi, I enjoy my koi. The problem I have is that around the pond and around the back in the garden, I have lots of tall grasses, okay? So when you do the new, trash pickup with the thing,
One arm.
I put out 7 bins full of grasses. So how am I gonna do that? And they're tall grasses. That's just the grass around the pond. Then I have yard waste that's because my yard is big, my garden is big, I produce a lot of garden stuff. On top of that, the city does not clean the front of my house, of my curb line and on the side. I clean the curb line. And every 2 months, I produce about a trash can full of junk, okay, from the street, and it's heavy. Some of this, I argue some of the people, they don't want to pick it up. I say, hey, I'm doing you a favor. Because I'm picking it up because I don't want to see it done from my house, okay? So this is my problem with the new bins. When the new bins come in and you give me only one,
No, you're gonna get 3.
Well, for yard.
can I?
One for yard, one for, recyclable, and one for trash, but they're big bins.
But if he puts them all out for, the yard waste is on the opposite day, so if he puts them all out for yard waste, they'll get picked up.
Yeah, so you could use.
So I can use all 3 for that?
For the yard waste day, yeah.
Can I buy more if I am interested in?
We're talking about
Yeah,
that,
we're gonna have
yes.
that, we're gonna have that.
Well, but think about me.
No, listen, I was told by residents, you don't mess around with the taxes and their trash. Right, 2 things you don't.
Right,
mess
that's,
around, so-
okay, that's the one issue. The other issue I want to talk about was, the budget. In the budget that's coming, there's one issue that I was against from the very beginning, but the city passed it because that's what the majority of people in the city want, was about the marijuana, the cannabis. You remember that? I fought it, and one of my friends went to court and lost because of something called presumptive validity. You know what that is, right? Okay. Presumptive validity means the guy is right, but the judge said we're gonna award to the opposite people because they assumed that the people representing you are acting in your behalf. I told my friend to go ahead and appeal, you're gonna win it. He didn't wanna appeal because he's that kind of a guy, okay? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I wanna see on the budget, what amount the city is getting out of all that trouble that we went to get this cannabis marijuana here, okay? So if that item is gonna be, one item and it's not be dedicated to the cannabis, I wanna see within that, what sub-item the cannabis, I wanna see what amount is coming into the city on the cannabis, okay? Thank you very much.
Good evening, Council. Ron Wilcox, 250 South Barbara Avenue. No autographs, please. I won't be talking about defense today. So I just want to let you know that I spoke to a couple of council people, Kyle, about having Mr. Woodbury, who just won Mr. Woodbury, Mr. Curry, Caleb Curry, won Mr. Woodbury at Woodbury High School. He's won a few other awards here in Woodbury. Trying to get him a proclamation here in front of the council when you have time before he graduates. I know you're looking into that, so I hope we can get it done. We're looking to have a Juneteenth celebration at Wayne Dickinson Park on the 20th of June. I'm not sure what the city has planned yet or anything this year.
Not for Wayne Dickerson, only for the high school.
And what's the date? Do you have a date on that?
June 10th,
Okay.
to a school 11 last year.
Okay, yeah, just some little music, maybe give out some hot dogs, hamburgers, a few vendors, things like that. We look, yeah, just something small, just to have something to do in the community. We wanna get back out at Wynn Dickerson Park. We've been on, a little hiatus for like maybe the last 2 years since the young man was, killed out there. The, community's been a little down, so we just trying to get back out there and get a few things done out there. Same thing with the park. We're looking to hopefully try to get some funding to get the park finished. I saw a nice park place on, they were putting a park up for the Phillies. It's called King Swings. So I reached out to them to see what they would charge to put a nice swing set out there at the park. And it's Phillies. I see a lot of Phillies shirts. I didn't wear my Yankee jersey today. I was being nice. But we just.
Ron, I'm showing my age, but years and years ago, I remember the school put in, West End put in a park. They had for the kids playground. And I know they went and sold, because we actually purchased one, the stars. You could get a star and they put a big board up, and every time you purchased a star, if you were gold, it was 5,000 or whatever, 2,000 for silver or bronze. And they were able to get Home Depot or Lowe's to actually come out and install.
Right. Yeah, we don't have to do whatever we can to get the Wynn Dickerson Park finished up. You know, whatever we can do, raise funds, dance parties or whatever. I'm really gonna push on that this year. We really wanna have a tennis net out there. Last year I had a guy who was gonna give lessons to the kids and everything, but we don't have.
Stop ripping it down, man.
Nah, there's no regular stationary one out there. That one that's there is just on the wheels.
Yeah,
And the same thing with the pickleball. You know, if you're gonna have the pickleball court, go ahead and put the nets out there. You know, the ones that's supposed to go there. You know, then we have a problem with the soccer. We have to figure out what we can do with that. But we would like to have tennis court out there. You know, some kids wanna play tennis, you know. I have a guy who's willing to give lessons. You know, he works at the college.
It might be the only tennis court left in Woodbury.
Only one. So, you know, can we get a net out there, you know? It's the only one. West End used to have them, we don't have them.
Now they're gone too.
I know. So hopefully, please, you know, 'cause there are people who do play tennis and like to still play tennis. What else we got? Think about doing a summer basketball league out there at Wayne Dickerson Park again. We just haven't been getting as many kids out. I'm glad your team won. I'm glad they still have the city league again, which is nice. But we want to try to get a summer league out there.
I'm only gonna joke here, if you have them on their phones playing it, basketball on their phones, you probably get more.
And that's what they're doing at home, playing on the video games instead of playing basketball. They just don't play like they used to, but we're gonna try to see what we can do. And I wanna have a day out there, like a mental health day, where you can come out and play music, and I'm gonna play music, and, you know, just come relax, bring your chair, we might give out some hot dogs and hamburgers. We're gonna try to do that all through the summer. So, I picked my paperwork up, I just haven't put anything in yet, but we're gonna try to shoot for June the 20th, for Juneteenth Day, which even like a pre-Father's Day thing. So, we're looking to do that, and I'll be in touch. I just haven't been around, you know. Like I said, we've been kind of down out there. I live 1 block from the park, you know, so when the young man was murdered or got killed out there, it really took a lot of life out of us, you know. So we're trying to bring it back, you know, and get some things done out there in the park. All right, so I'll be in touch. Hopefully we can get that done for Caleb. He's doing great things, 3.8 grade average. We just want to get him recognized, that's all. You know, he just won Mr. Woodbury. He won, he was the man of the year for football and everything like that. So my neighbor, so I just want to try to get something done for him. All right? Tell your dad I said hi.
Mr. Wilcox, I've seen what you've done out there before, you and your sister. You know, like.
Yeah. Don't give me back because I'm not a prophet. So we gonna try to keep things going on.
It's
We
just
got to.
get the kids there.
Yeah. I mean, the park gets crowded in the summertime, but, you know, we need to try to get some constructive things out there for them instead of just running around, you know. And when we do our summer league, we already talk to people about it. We always try to talk to the chief and everything, because with the cannabis Nowadays, you know, we have like a no smoke zone or whatever, you know. You can't be out there smoking around the kids. Maybe what you do at home, but we don't do that out there on our events, you know, so. All right, so good to see you, right? Oh, don't forget about Woodbury Relays.
Yeah, that's right. That's Fran's baby.
Okay, Sheena Jordan, 449 East Barber Avenue. So I had a question. I saw 3 more cars were stolen last night, in the area. It seems to be a nightly thing anymore. Are we doing anything to like,
Chief, 3 more cars were stolen?
And where did you hear this?
that was on the Woodbury talk page.
Okay, yeah.
Someone posted that.
No. Yeah,
Just
so,
stop following that page.
so those cars were stolen, in the area. We actually, okay, much, whatever, you know, we put everything we can out on our blog. But, no, but cars have been stolen in the area. There's actually, you might have saw the New Jersey State Police put out a big thing about all their interdiction and work they've been doing over the last few months. I think they recovered 50-something cars, maybe 54. So it has been going on, you know, unfortunately, a lot of cars unlocked. Last night was nice. We actually had, you know, one of our officers approach vehicles that we believe might have been in the area, maybe looking to do that, and we scared them away. And of course, we went after them, but by the time our officer came around, they took off. And pursuit laws in New Jersey, unless they're doing something crazy. But we're extremely vigilant. But yeah, and you can email me, you can email, like, and if I can, you know, confirm or, you know, to let you know.
I can show you that post if you want me to.
I understand they post stuff all the time, but it's not, it was on a Facebook page, right? It wasn't like.
It was on the Woodbury talk page.
Yeah, but no, like it wasn't like the news or anything like that.
No, they put the video up and saw, I guess, the people.
Yeah, there's
forget
people,
what
and there's also like what we have, which is half good, half bad, is that, you know, almost every day you do see like a ring video and say, you know, with guys, could be girls, but, you know, people checking car door handles. Sometimes it gets a little jaded about which community they're in. But there's definitely been it in Woodbury. There's definitely people checking cars, and Woodbury Heights had one a little while ago where they had 2 cars stolen, and it's quite honestly, it's different than it was years ago, where like North Jersey, they'll take it right to the river and they'll put it on a ship and you know, it's gone. These are a lot of kids joyriding from here to Willingboro to Paulsboro, and then they'll leave those cars and then, you know, try to find two more cars.
I think our most prevalent thing, if I'm not right, Chief, is just unlock doors and people rifling through cars.
That's been for years. Honestly, the last decade, if we've had 1,000 cars gone into, 995 of them are unlocked.
Yeah.
And we put out, and we can continue to put out type of PSAs and stuff like that. And I get it. Like you know, we're all busy. Sometimes, you know, I have kids who are carrying groceries. You got kids, you think you lock it and you don't. But that's, and definitely don't leave keys in your car.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah, they
I don't want to have you here, so I pay attention to the crime blotter that's put out there all the time. And I've noticed that like every single time it's put out, CVS, and it's our only pharmacy in Woodbury, they're being robbed every single time. So we do, like, I would hate to see them get out of here.
Well, they're.
I can sort of answer that.
But one, they've never been robbed.
No.
There's different, there's shoplifting.
But I want to address this because this is an issue, I'm in this field, so I know this. Companies are telling their employees not to stop them.
Yeah.
People are walking out, and it's everywhere. Acme down the street, they do it. The shop right in West Effort.
I know that, but like my thing is like you see it in other areas like California and New York, and then the businesses end up leaving the area because it's just a constant thing for them. So I would hate to see like we want to bring in this redevelopment thing. I would hate to see because of the crime something happen to the new places that are coming in here.
I think you'll see more, and I'm in this industry, so I know that too. You're seeing drugstores close, not because of that. The big reason they're closing is a lot of people are going to mail order. A lot of their stuff is mail order now, so there's no need. They're like, hey, why do we need brick and mortar anymore? You're going to like Amazon has been the bane of retail. Every time you turn around, now they're into groceries. So everything they sell, you get it delivered to your door. Who doesn't want it? It's easier. I don't have to get in my car and go anywhere, I can have it dropped at my door. So there's a lot of that's going on, there's a lot of things changing. I think technology we're starting to see some of what's happening. I mean, if you look at national figures, the jobs are flat, second month in a row. There's no growth. I think you're gonna see more of that, I hate to say, because technology is just gonna take it away. And why put people in a store when you don't need them, or why even sell it there if you can mail it to them? So we're seeing a lot of that in our industry.
And then my last thing is, when I talked to you about a special meeting for the redevelopment, would you guys be open to doing a special meeting combined with the GCL and the redevelopment, since it's kind of a combined thing anyway? I mean, I talked to the council president last year, and he was not willing to do the GCL meeting when a lot of the residents in Woodbury have no idea about it or how it's going to affect them or anything. So, I mean.
Listen, well, I guess I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, but I just want to make a comment, because I hear about the GCL all the time. And it sort of bothered me. I said, I've been in this town now, and I hate to say it, I'm the old guy now. And I've been here over 30 some years. And when I first got here, from the time I got here to now, all I heard was, why aren't we more like Haddonfield? Why aren't we more like Collinswood? Collinswood and Haddonfield have one thing in common: they both have a train. I would hope that people would start to realize there is.
Yeah, but their taxes just went from 8,000 to 12,000.
Well, that's different
Too.
county, that's
So-
Camden County, they do things a lot different than
Yeah.
Gloucester County. The train didn't cost it, because it was there prior to the.
Yeah, but the train itself does not pay taxes.
I
So,
get it, and I just want to clarify the boogeyman here, that, if the train comes, we're gonna have crime, we're gonna be crime ridden. If you know anything about the system, there's cameras everywhere, they have transit police, and I don't know about you, but if I steal something, I don't think I wanna be on camera running onto a train to get away with my goods. I would want a car, or I'd wanna get away some other way quicker than being identified on camera with a train. So I just wanna make it clear that there's a lot out there about the train, and I just think it's gonna be more good than harm.
I understand what you're saying, but like, the community needs to hear what you guys know.
That's fine. To answer your question, if we'll have a meeting.
Yeah.
We did have one with the GCL 2 years ago. We had one about redevelopment a couple years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and we're not, but we did it, so we're not.
Okay, so
gonna do
you're
it
saying
again.
right now.
Look, I'm
you're
sorry
not
that you
gonna
weren't
have a
there for that, but we're not gonna just continue to redo meetings when new people move into town. So, no, short answer is, no, we're not gonna have it.
Well, there you go. Okay. I forgot somebody else.
Hello, everybody. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm here for Woodbury Soccer, Harry Sweeney. I was approached by Liz McElvain, who was approached by Brad Pennypacker. Gateway wants to merge with Woodbury, and that would double our player size. We would go from 125 to close to 250. You guys really don't see me here unless you need something. If we get this, I'm gonna need work done to the fields. I'm gonna need help. We basically handle it ourselves. I got involved back when the pandemic was here. We had 24 kids. We now have 130 consistently. We have a summer camp that gets 150 from other towns. If you check our pricing against anybody in the area, we are the lowest. We have trouble with volunteers like football does, basketball does. Everybody has their problem with volunteers. We have the same group of people that do it. And, before I get off track, Mike from Public Works, tremendous. Every time I call that guy, right back to me. If he doesn't get right back to me, he calls me and tells me when he's going to get back to me. I asked him for light towers because we had snow at the beginning of the season. We have to play games during the week. He had the light towers there the next day. I don't need him on Monday, but he had him there on Tuesday. That's just the way Mike operates, and I'm not surprised he's being recognized for what he does. And his team takes up the same work ethic he does. So it's a kudo to him. I was just called to let you guys know that this may happen. There's a lot of factors that have to go into it. If they're gonna send 120 kids over, their coaches are gonna have to come over. I mean, we have 5 teams now that are full. You know, and we have enough coaches for the 5 teams we have. But I know it's farther down the line. We have a little snack stand. We have 2 sinks and a refrigerator. We made close to $400 in profit on Sunday with 5 teams. Just from drinks, pretzels, stuff like that. Packaged goods that we buy in bulk and then sell. But again, the bulk is being kept at my house in my basement because we don't have storage. You know, I came last year and some of the things were attended to and some weren't. I showed up Sunday and I think it was the Bison group. I have to reach out to Jen. There was a picnic table just sitting there with a lot of kids' handprints all over it. All the kids signed it. But I noticed the Bison group was right in the middle. So I assumed that they had some kind of workshop or something. They donated the picnic bench, which we need because we get a lot of traffic in the fields now. I know it's in Deptford Township, but in the off season, we had somebody riding these e-bikes or motorcycles and it tore up the fields. I was over there filling the divots with, I don't know anything about it. I was just trying to fill in holes so kids didn't get hurt. You know, I just need help if this merge happens. We told them that we would like to meet by April. March is ending, but our fall registration goes out in April. So they want to be over here by the fall. They want to be, Gateway wants to be no more come the fall. I won't be able to make it the next couple months because I'll be coaching the little guys, like the 4 to 7 year olds, and they do Wednesday nights. So I'll try and get word here somehow. If I don't have somebody else show up, I'll ask Rick to come by. Rick's been a tremendous asset. You know, anything that I have questions about or whatever, he helps me out with. So again, this is just an information thing. I just wanted you to know that the program may be doubling by September.
Is it Gateway? Is it Gateway or is it?
It's Gateway United.
Gateway United. Is that Woodbury Heights?
I'm sorry?
Is it Woodbury Heights?
Yeah.
Because they were always municipally.
Right. Well, now they're.
Where's their home fields?
I don't know that. We haven't actually connected on the Teams meeting yet because they can't make it, I can't make it, Scott can't make it, whoever can't make it. We wanted to get together in person, but now we've just agreed on a Teams meeting. So.
Maybe it adds some fields our way too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where they play their home games. Scott McGill would know better of that.
Okay.
I'm too concerned with getting my fields.
Oh, Scott over the part of that?
No, he's actually part of Woodbury, but you never see him.
Cool.
Yeah, he is actually the president of Woodbury Soccer. He's just never there.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Just real quick.
This is the only guy I know.
Yeah, right. Rick Clark, 107 South Gerard Street. It's just a follow-up to Harry, who's the hardest working guy in Woodbury soccer for sure. He told me about this. We had coffee the other day, and this whole thing with, now Harry, you gotta find out more details about this merger, but first of all, it's a kudos to the Woodbury Soccer Club that they want to give up and send the kids here, you know, and coaches, I hope.
Yeah, you need that.
And equipment, I hope, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, but it's all going to fall to us, which you can look at as a problem or you can look at as a joy. And I think we could have really put this place on the map by helping and make this whole thing happen. But you need to go down and see what the soccer club deals with down there. I mean, the facilities are okay, but they're not gonna take this increase. And Harry skimmed over a couple things. Just there's one small room for equipment. Well, the equipment for the Woodbury Soccer Club is housed there at the field, in Harry's house, in the president's house, in businesses, in basements. It's crazy. I think there should be a big plan here about what to do with that facility. And it's interesting, in December of '24, Harry was telling me about some of the things that need to be done, and John Belko, who else went? Tom Rodman and I. We just toured the place and showed, and one thing that was done, there was black mold from a leak inside. Now that was taken care of apparently, the city took care of that. But at the time, the roof wasn't fixed above it. So it's gonna, it needs some shingling. The city told him he might be out of compliance because that building never had an outside faucet. Well, an outside faucet apparently was installed. Good job. And that can help with car washes. I talked to Harry recently. He said, there really should be the men's room door needs a new threshold. The parking lot, which is now going to be used, it's a huge parking lot, it's great. I don't think it's ever been fully utilized, but the far end, farthest away from the entrance,
A lot of water.
is underwater half the time. That's got to be functioning, because if you've got 10 teams playing games there on an after, you're going to have a ton of people. Picnic tables, okay, the sign on Tacoma Boulevard could use a little update. It's not very encouraging. And there was, and maybe when it comes back to the equipment and so forth, I mean, there are things you need to have there. Equipment, the balls, the field stuff, the markers. I think there should be a storage facility, like a storage, I'll call it a shed, but something where everything that the club has is in one place. And it could be
So
in
like
the
the old
parking.
Little League clubhouses, like where they would keep the equipment and all that.
Something like that, Sam. I mean, I'm not, somebody needs to do the thinking. It's not, I'm just kind of a cheerleader here.
No, I get you.
But even a lot 323 over here with the storage, something like that would be helpful to get some of those. I mean, it doesn't have to be the Taj Mahal, but everything should be in one place, that kind of thing. Anyway, I think it's encouraging for the club. Kudos to Harry, and he's willing to take it on. It'll be a boon to the city. And you're going to have tons of people coming in from other towns, and even more than usually come in now. So, I don't know. I think I wish I had more concrete stuff to share with you, but there needs to be a coordinated effort. There's been great work done for the football, on the football field. Great. And at the last meeting, Kyle, you mentioned that baseball is going to get something somewhere by somebody. There's an emphasis there. Well, I think there's probably more kids playing and could play soccer in this town.
And it's a two-season sport, so.
Yeah.
I'm in full agreement.
It needs attention.
It's 100%.
You got guys like Harry. I don't know, his life is crazy with soccer. And he's kind of a one-man show, from what I can.
My daughter's down there, I see it.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a great program, and it appeals to all segments of our community, and soccer's the place to be, and this whole thing's going to fall in our laps if that happens with Woodbury Heights. Yeah, that would be something we've talked about for years, Bill, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, excited. I just have it's exciting news, and gotta get ahead of it. So, Harry, I think you need to be in touch. You guys have to be open. Ron, when you did your report, I didn't even know there was a committee called Sports and Recreation. There is. In this, you're in charge of that committee on this council?
Not in charge, but I'm on it.
You're on it?
Yeah.
Who's in charge?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Sports and Rec?
Parks and Rec, yes.
Parks and Rec.
For sports, we're being for
So that's where sports would fall to you?
Yes.
Ah. Get her name.
All
He has it.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Keep up the good work. You too, Rick, take care.
There you go.
Anyone else? Seeing none, move to close. There is a motion, there is a second. Is there a question on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed, the ayes have it. Resolutions.
Council President, I have resolution number 26-78.
Resolution number 26-78, resolution of the City Council of the City of Woodbury authorizing a closed session to discuss matters related to employment relationships.
Council President, I would like to move to adopt resolution number 26-78.
Is there a second? Any questions? Hearing none, roll call.
Councilwoman Hart?
Yes.
Councilman Fleming?
Yes.
Councilwoman Garland? Yes. Councilwoman Harwell, absent. Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Lang? Councilwoman Miller?
Yes.
Councilperson Miller?
Yes.
Council President Moreno?
Yes. All right, for this, we're going to ask the public to exit. We're going to go into closed session. We believe nothing will be done in closed session to be voted on, so I know there won't be, right? There's nothing, there's just a discussion. So with that,